But in a sharp response, the minority leadership argued that the uncertainty over the debate and subsequent voting on the levy is worrying. Haruna Idrisu alleges that the move adopted by the majority caucus is alien to the practice of Parliament. Listen to
transfer levy bill, and you look at the third and fourth and fifth paragraph. The Speaker, it leaves you with a lot of uncertainty. The use of word like likelihood of unforeseen circumstances. The Speaker, if you look at Order 160 of our standing orders, it supposed to be with certainty. Now we have moved from giving the finance minister 1 week to 2 weeks, and now we are even adding more. Yet we are claiming that we cannot give the finance committee time to do that. Mr. Speaker, if our colleagues from the majority want us to have certainty, if you are withdrawing, come and withdraw now and tell us that you come back with the business. So we know that the business likelihood, unforeseen circumstances. For those of us in the minority, the only conclusion is that you are trying to lay ambush on us. Because you are not certain with the things that you are saying. If you are certain, come and withdraw.
So with E-Levy, I do not think that the Minister for Finance is the Committee of Finance of Parliament. I do not. And I will not accept any reasoning that he might wish, through a certificate of urgency, will he have the opportunity to consult the people of Ghana. So once the bill is referred to a Committee of Parliament, the proper place for an inquiry to engage stakeholders and the Ghanaian citizens is Parliament. So I would ask, what is our Finance Committee doing? It is not for the Minister for Finance to go around the country. It's for our Committee on Finance. And Mr. Speaker, the matter of to know so that they plan their lives. Last week, we gave you good advice. If you had introduced a new bill last week, by now the Finance Committee will be engaging stakeholders and the public. The banks are affected, telcos are affected, merchants are affected, consumers of telecom services are affected because their wallets will be taxed. And you hear even the Minister for Finance say that telcos are giving him 0.25% discount. If you are charging zero, is there 0.25% of zero? Vodafone card didn't charge. So fundamentally, Mr. Speaker, where we stand, we vote against it. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to believe that this bill is being held in search for numbers for purpose of voting on it. No, that is not how this Parliament should run. That is not how this Parliament should run. That I'm holding on to the bill when I'm satisfied that I have the numbers to take a favorable decision, then it is introduced. That is not parliamentary.
I'll take you to Parliament. Kwesi Parker Wilson is there for us. He joins us on the phone lines. So the majority's reaction to the concerns of the minority.
Well, I must say clearly that the majority is convinced that until their consultation is done, they will not bring the E-Levy in its current form, and so they want to continue with the town hall meeting. When they are done, we are getting an indication that the finance minister will now withdraw this when he intends to do that. And of course, he had the minority chief whip and the minority leader himself, Haruna Idrisu, indicating that the use of the word likelihood is a problem for them. But the majority is insisting that when they are done with all the consultation, they will tweak the charge, the percentage a bit, because you are told that it's now going to reduce from 1.75 to 1.5%. And that will be the new bill that would be before the House for consideration. The minister will be presented to the floor of the House, would be taken under a certificate of urgency. The minority is clear that they want to ensure that the bill goes to the appropriate processes, and they don't want to take that under a certificate of urgency. Let me just get a quick reaction from the Member of Parliament for Oredo constituency, and of course the ranking on the local government committee, Honorable Edwin Ilante Vanderpoint. Honorable, I mean, briefly, why is it that the minority is thinking that
That's why there's always the business committee business program for the week that is put before everybody. It is done because so that you at least will have knowledge as to what Parliament will be doing the following week. That will also determine what you do in your various constituencies. So the way manner the majority is handling this particular bill creates that atmosphere of uncertainty amongst all of us. So people have somewhere to go, people have trips to undertake, committees have work to do, they can't go, anything can be.
You can't travel because of the E-Levy, is that what you're saying?
You know, both sides, we are all being very careful.
So we are trapped.
Yes, we are all trapped. Now committees can't work, nothing. Everybody is being whipped in line because you don't really know when the E-Levy will be laid. So it's like we are all being held in abeyance by at the beck and call of the executive. We have our program. If the executive want to lay anything, they should bring it. We shall refer it to our particular committee, go through the process and procedures, work on it, submit to the plenary, debate it, and then we can vote on it. And that's what we expect the Minister of Finance. In fact, this particular issue, when I heard it today, I was laughing in my head because this was the same advice we gave them weeks ago. That looking at the way they are possibly you tinkering a bit with the various clauses under the bill. If it's about transaction, and after consultation, people advise you and you see there is sense and advice of putting a levy rather on fees instead of the transactions, then you have an inkling of what you want to do. And with Parliament, the tradition is that once you bring a bill and you tinker with any portion of the bill, it's not the work of Parliament to correct those things. You have to take it back, go and work on it, and resubmit. And that's exactly what we expect them to do.
I see. And now I'm told, and this is finally for me, I'm told that we are getting indication that it is the new bill will come with 1.5% as the charge. What it means is that some of the concerns you raised have been addressed by the finance minister. Will the NDC support? You are not going to bend to the 1.5%?
Nothing. Even if it is 0.0%, we are not going to vote for it. Our decision is that don't burden Ghanaians anymore with an unwarranted tax. Simple and short. No matter what they do, we are committed to voting no to anything that will further burden Ghanaians with tax.
So 0.5%.
We will not even take even 0.1%.
Honorable, thank you very much. So, Blessed, that's the Member of Parliament for Ododio constituency, Lena J. Vanderpoint, clearly stating the position.
And Parker, just a bit of clarity on this. You've just disclosed that government could or may revise the 1.75% rate that we've been hearing of. What are the factors accounting for this likely reduction in the rate that we're hearing of?
It stems from the public anger and the public reaction towards the levy. Other individuals, including the minority, had raised concerns about the 1.75%. That is on the high, and so they need to reduce it, even though the minority has said that they don't even want a 0.1%. So government, based on the ongoing town hall meeting, they have decided to consult the ordinary Kenyans, listen to them, factor that into their consideration. And this is the reason we are learning that after a few of those engagements with the ordinary Kenyan across the country, is the reason government has decided that, we are now coming back with the 1.5% and not the 1.75%. Government has indeed bent towards the 1.5 or is still maintaining the 1.75%. But sources have indicated to us that the reason government is withdrawing the bill currently before the House is to tweak it to ensure that it reflects 1.5% so that at least they can make some argument in favor of the bill and also convince Ghanaians to accept the bill and ensure that this Momo levy is approved and subsequently government gets the needed revenue for it.
Parker Wilson there joining us from Parliament, but just a bit of 5% rate to somewhere around 1.5%. We're still on the lookout for that. We'll bring that update to you in our subsequent bulletin.